video, watch how Jay-Z quickly turned around when P. Diddy greeted Beyonce with a touch on her shoulder. Jay-Z came out of nowhere. This was at the Roc Nation brunch back in 2018. Jay-Z definitely wasn't having it.
Putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there. You know,
Right.
Jay-Z and Beyonce being, you know, two of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put into perspective of the type of company I was in.
People that are attached to Diddy and that are pulling the strings. One of them is Beyonce and one of them is Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Now, very interesting is anytime you watch the Grammys, every single woman artist, they always thank Beyonce. Every damn time. From Lady Gaga to Miley Cyrus, Adele,
Britney Spears.
Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Lizzo, they all thank Beyonce.
They have to, it's mandatory for them to thank.
Yeah.
I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well.
With Kim
Keeping people against their will, putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane, unconscious.
Beyonce did what? Everybody needs to come in here and listen to this wild story. Just when we thought 50 Cent was finished talking about this Diddy documentary, he revealed that part 2 was already in the works. And not only that, people are saying this next part will focus on calling out Beyonce and Jay-Z over their rumored ties to Diddy's questionable behavior. Jaguar Wright and DeBob hinted at this some time ago, but now 50 Cent has entered the conversation and he's bringing all the smoke. So what exactly went down between Beyonce and Diddy? And could she be the real mastermind standing behind Jay-Z? And how much proof do authorities really have that could lead to a RICO case? Let's break it down. Now, if you've been keeping up with this drama, you already know Beyonce's name has been dragged into this Diddy situation alongside Jay-Z. And honestly, I want to defend her, but some of these claims are hard to ignore. There are several stories about her allegedly doing shocking things that make people question why she hasn't faced RICO charges yet. At the top of the list is her alleged confession connected to the death of Jay-Z's pregnant mistress, Kathy White. When Kathy White passed away, reports said it was caused by a brain aneurysm. That conclusion came straight from the official autopsy results, but many people, including Jaguar Wright, refused to believe that story and accused Beyonce and Jay-Z of being involved in her death.
Kathy White's life was taken unfairly. She actually died screaming. And the Carters are responsible. But one of them is just a little more responsible than the other. Question is, did Sean Carter delete his mistress, his pregnant mistress, because his wife was jealous? Or could it be possible that maybe his wife's temper is just a little worse than most people think? And maybe he just had to clean it up to protect the brand's sake. I mean, I'm just speculating.
And remember that controversial Piers Morgan interview that nearly landed her in legal trouble with Jay-Z and Beyonce? She went on national television accusing Beyonce of being linked to Aaliyah's death. She also pulled Jay-Z into the claims, saying he was secretly funding the investigation into R. Kelly so nothing could be traced back to him.
Publicly, Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail. Get his lick back. Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing to see what's right there.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself.
I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about.
And since we're already talking about Aaliyah, we can't ignore the long-standing rumors that she was removed so Beyonce could have a better shot at industry success. On top of that, people claimed Beyonce felt threatened by Aaliyah because Jay-Z only pursued her after Aaliyah rejected his advances. And honestly, the strange events leading up to Aaliyah's casting only made those rumors stronger. To begin with, Aaliyah didn't even want to board the plane. She was allegedly given a sedative without permission, causing her to lose consciousness. After that, she was placed on the plane despite clearly saying she didn't want to fly. Shortly after, she passed away, and Beyonce's career suddenly rose to levels it hadn't reached before. Dame Dash also spoke about how Jay-Z tried to pursue Aaliyah after R. Kelly was out of her life. It sounded like Jay and R. Kelly were competing to see who could sleep with her, since R. Kelly had already been with her when she was just 15, and now Jay wanted his turn. According to Dame, Jay-Z sent flowers and invited her out, but she rejected him because she wanted a real relationship instead.
You know, I guess Jay was trying to get at her as well, and I didn't know. He was sending flowers and he was courting her.
Because the rumor originally was that you were connected to Jay. Exactly. Jay and I were hanging out a lot. He's my homie. We had a lot of fun together, but we never dated like that.
I'm gonna leave it.
So you have a boyfriend in your life?
It's personal life. That's the personal life. I don't really discuss it. It's hard when you're in this business. You become a public figure. You know what I mean? And everything you do belongs to the public, and that's fine. But there's parts that you want to keep for you.
Now, regarding the RICO charges that 50 Cent is allegedly pushing for against Beyonce, people started speculating after learning she had been closely connected to Diddy for years. For a long time, many believed Jay-Z was the only one involved. But it now appears Beyonce may have been far more connected than expected. Back when she was still part of Destiny's Child, the group almost signed with Bad Boy Records, but Diddy passed, saying he was only interested in Beyonce alone. This is where things start getting strange. Supposedly, Beyonce and Diddy stayed in touch over the years and were involved in some dark situations together. One of the biggest rumors centers around alleged freak-off parties. These claims came from Debbie. During an interview with Shannon Sharpe, Debeb shared disturbing details about ending up at one of these events with Beyonce and Jay-Z at Diddy's house. He said he believed he was going there for a business meeting, but things quickly changed. What made these accusations worse was that right after Debeb spoke, attorney Ariel Michelle appeared in an interview and hinted at a freak-off tape involving Beyonce and Diddy. She claimed someone contacted her for help selling a tape featuring Diddy and another major celebrity. Ariel never named Beyonce, but because her interview followed Debeb's comments, people connected the dots themselves. Jaguar Wright later confirmed this by saying the reason Debeb stayed vague was because Shannon works closely with J&B to secure his NFL deals. The last thing he wanted was someone coming on his show and publicly attacking them. But here's the twist. Word is Beyonce is already taking steps to protect herself, especially after 50 Cent released that documentary. Many don't know this, but 50 admitted there was more content he wanted to include, but was unable to. He confirmed those details will come out next year. Basically, it'll be season 2, with even more people exposed. And, allegedly, Beyonce and Jay-Z may be included too.
It was 4 episodes.
Right.
So it was a lot. You had to pick and choose things, like even in an area where he chooses to date people who he knows previously dated someone. He has a baby by a woman that was dating Tupac.
Wow.
To add to it, but we had to cut it down so it
for time. So are you coming out? I know next year is going to be a number 2, season 2.
I just put it on YouTube.
I just put it on YouTube. Well, we can subscribe and get it.
It's still unclear whether the second installment will actually name Beyonce and Jay-Z. But whatever the truth is, it seems to be enough to have Beyonce on edge. Allegedly, she's planning to leave the country while pushing the story that she had no idea what was going on. A supposed source from her circle revealed this through a blind item, and the details are intense. The source claimed, industry insiders have whispered about this for years. The singer has threatened to flee multiple times. She's exhausted by the control, the pressure, and the people who make every decision for her. They fear she'll disappear without warning, and that fear is justified. The singer struggles with depression and dark thoughts. Her team views her as a risk to herself, but their real concern is losing their biggest moneymaker. They've controlled her for years, but that grip is slipping. She's close to rebelling. She's tired of her mother's control and fed up with her husband's influence. But here's the real truth. She knows what happened to her idol when he tried to break free, and she's afraid of the same outcome. That's why she's quietly preparing, planning her exit, and making sure that when she leaves, she won't be forced to return. So if she suddenly cancels shows or starts staying overseas, it's not just for fun. Believe it or not, remember this when everything comes out. These blind item claims line up with what YouTubers Storm and Roe suggested before, hinting that Beyonce might divorce Jay-Z to protect herself if things spiral. As expected, people shared their opinions. One person said, "Stop trying to excuse Beyonce. She's just as guilty as her man," pointing to her Bonnie and Clyde image. Another wrote, "Don't hate 50. God may be using him to clean this up. That's his mission." Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about Beyonce possibly facing RICO charges? And do you believe she and Jay-Z will be exposed in the next part of the documentary? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to click here to watch the next video. She's tired of her mother's control. She's exhausted by her husband's sway.